Hello, friends, and welcome to the space where we discuss business, landscaping, beer, and everything in between. I'm your host, Heather Gerard from My Landscape Artist here in London, Ontario, Canada. And this is Season 2 of Hops and Hedges. Stay tuned after each episode for a message from our sponsor, ext.tech. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now crack open a cold one, and let's dig in. There you go. We are now recording. With me today is Amanda Hill. Amanda, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm really excited to share what you do and your story.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
So I actually met you at the CD Saturday event here in London, and both you and your business and your work really grabbed my attention. So for people who don't know who you are and what you do, can you give our listeners kind of the rundown as to what your business is?
Yeah. I use my garden and in my work, my garden is based a lot on nature. My work, is based a lot on nature, and I try and use what I have at home before I go out and buy things outside. So my artwork has flowers in it. You can see like one of my pieces in the background there.
Beautiful.
I also make jewelry, and I use my garden for that. And really, I'm just following my joy and trying to do what makes me happy. And gardening is very therapeutic for me, and so is like creating. So I'm trying to create a business off the things that I really enjoy. And so I've just been kind of exploring different media and different projects. So I started with like my original art and went into stationery and did wreaths. Jewelry is kind of the last thing, but it's been like the most popular thing. So that's kind of what I've been focusing a lot on. But
Wow.
Gardening is like, it's brought me a lot of peace, and I don't know, I want to share that with people, like I think being in, like, we're so disconnected, like being in a digital world. And I think like taking a second just to be present and just to like be in nature, it's really like grounding and healing, and yeah, it just feels good. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. My soul was attracted to your soul when I saw you and your booth right away. Like it
Yeah,
was just instantaneous. And I'm actually, if I recall, you're also going to be at Earth Fest, right?
I'll be there.
Okay. Awesome. Because you had, I think it was a necklace, and it was like a square. The shape was, no, it was a rectangle
Yep.
with the flowers in it. And I
Yeah.
am absolutely buying one of those at Earth Fest.
Awesome.
So I couldn't do it at CD Saturday,
Yeah.
but I had I made a little mental note for me to do that. So your business is actually called Living with Roses,
Yeah.
spelt with three S's, Rosess,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? And the jewelry that you make specifically just blew my mind. So that is it an epoxy, like a resin?
Yeah. It's a
Um,
used resin that I use.
okay, and then all of the like the dried flowers and plant material is from your own garden.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. And actually, I didn't see this the print that's behind you of the woman with the flowers
Yeah.
is beautiful.
Thank you. I just framed a few. I have four actually. I have a couple other ones with like different flowers on them. Look at this one.
Oh my gosh.
This one
So
has
is that a combination of digital print and then dried flowers? Is that how?
so like this was a collage that I did using like a photograph, and then it was on like a wooden board. I did get it like picture, like I scanned it and then
I love those.
flowers on top. But I also add like gold and stuff to it as well. So I,
Beautiful.
I do like different flowers on them, and
Oh my
yes.
gosh, my brain is like buzzing with ideas. I was like, you and I, we totally need to do a workshop together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, yes. So let's put a pin in that for a moment
Yeah.
before I go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Uh, I like shiny things, so now I'm distracted.
Me too.
So yes, I will contact you about that afterwards. So
Yeah.
you are in London,
Yep.
and oh my gosh, there's so many things that I want to talk to you about. So how did Living with Roses start? Can you share with us like how did you get here?
Um, I guess like a lot of people, COVID was kind of like a big change for me. I was a nurse. I worked in the community for like 10 years.
And were you a nurse during COVID?
At
Was
just
that
at the beginning, I
just at
stopped
the beginning?
mid-April.
Yep.
So I did like a month of COVID, but I got like really like physically sick, and that's kind of what led to like my diagnosis of like Sjogren's syndrome, which is like the double S at the end of living with roses. But basically when I stopped nursing, I was really, really sick, and I didn't want to be. And so I kind of went on, I've been on this journey. I'm still on it. Uh,
Hmm.
just like trying to feel better and like mentally, physically, like in all aspects. And um, I guess like it started like during lockdown, and I was worried about like supply and food and all that stuff. So I kind of got into like really got into gardening then. And
Hmm.
also because I was a nurse, my social media algorithm was really medical. So during COVID, it was a lot of horrible things, like happening in the medical world. So in order to change my algorithm, I joined like gardening groups, cooking groups, like workout things, like art things, like all the good things. So I ended up changing my algorithm, and that's how I came across like Laura from Garden Answer and Aaron from Floret and Charles Dowding and Epic Gardening. I forget his name, but there's all these like creators online that I kind of came across, and they like really inspired me to like look at gardening differently. And I kind of went down the gardening rabbit hole and learned about sustainable gardening and food forests and multi-layer planting. And so that kind of started, like I kind of got obsessed with plants, like really got obsessed with plants.
I know exactly what that's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And two, like during COVID, the garden centers were like the only things that were open. So it was kind of, yeah, it was like again, like a nice escape from like the craziness that was going on. And, but at the same time, like I wasn't working. So I got a lot of, again, through connecting with people on like Facebook and things like that, I got a lot of plants and garden materials like for free off of Marketplace. Like people were just like redoing their gardens, and
Yep.
like I've got river rocks, like come and get them if you want them. So there were lots of like trips over around London and St. Thomas where I was like picking up supplies and to build my garden. And I started during COVID, I took like the sod off of my front yard, and then the next year I did the boulevard, and
Hmm.
garden's just been kind of growing every year. And yeah, so it's been like weeding for me is it's an escape. I don't know, like just like pulling stuff from the ground. It's very therapeutic for me. So I just like being outside, yeah, in the garden.
Yeah. So do you, just out of curiosity, do you have like memories as a child? Like, did you spend time outside? Was there a garden? Did you guys go camping trips or hiking or?
Yeah. Um, I did like spending a lot of time. Like we moved a lot. I moved a lot as a kid, but I know like the first house that we lived at, there was a rose garden specifically that I really liked, and I'd always like, cut the roses.
Yeah.
My mom liked them, but I would always like sneak out and cut roses because I just like love them. And then the second house we lived at, we had it was like out on Woodhall Road, so just past the Byron nurseries, there, and it was kind of in a forest. And um, like I grew up without cable, and I was kind of like left to my own devices, and I escaped
Hmm.
art and being outside. So I'd like collect leaves because like we were surrounded by trees, and there was a pond in the back. And um so I spent a lot of time like outside. And um my my grandfather actually, he was a potato farmer in PEI.
Oh,
So
wow.
up like in like an agricultural family. So she, even though she's a nurse, like she's retired now, but she nursed in London, and but she like brought that with her and like exposed me, I guess, like in that way too. But her style of gardening and landscaping is like her style of landscaping is very minimalistic, and her style of gardening is very, like rows, like agriculture, like very like
Right. Very
right.
linear, contemporary,
Yeah,
modern, clean lines.
exactly. Yeah.
And are you the same?
No, I am
No.
garden. I'm not at all. I'm like a maximalist, chaotic gardener.
Me too. Yes. How have we not met earlier? There's so many things that you're saying, um, that I'm right there with you. Right
Yeah.
there with you.
Yeah.
So I have still lots of questions that I want to talk to you about,
Yeah.
but I also want to know, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Waterloo mango passion fruit radler. It's
Very
pretty.
nice. And that color, the color on that can is my favorite
I
color.
know, it's a good
Like
one.
bright
Yeah.
chartreuse highlighter green.
Hmm.
Love it. I'm actually drinking one of my this is the one that I can always tell my husband if he's going out to get beer. He
Yeah.
knows that the red one with the fridges
Okay.
is so good. So this is by Toboggan
Okay.
here in London, and this is the double lunatic fridge. So the lunatic fridge one is just this color.
Yeah.
It's like the teal color, and then the double lunatic fridge is the red one.
I have to
Highly
try.
recommend. Very delicious. If you like IPAs, it's a little
Oh,
bit different than a Rattler.
yeah.
So,
I like trying different things. I'm open to, yeah. I like food. I like, like trying different flavors and stuff like that. I think it's
and
great.
that's something I think too that I kind of get from you is this sense of, that life is too short. Like
Mm.
you're very much, let's try it. Let's try art. Let's explore growing cut flowers and drying them and pressing flowers and doing art. Let's do collage. Like,
Hmm.
right? You've really created this truly rich life experience for yourself. And
Yeah.
that takes guts. Like
Thanks.
you stepped away from nursing
Yeah. Well,
and
I couldn't have done it without my partner. Like he's been so supportive, and yeah, like I'm not making a ton of money doing this, but he just wants me to be happy, and like that's really important, and healthy, obviously. Like that's
right.
the most important, and because we have a daughter, and yeah, just being present and being here is super important. We lost like my father-in-law when my daughter was 2, so our health has been very important, and like just being
At the
here.
forefront.
Yeah.
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 Well, let's see. Maybe through this podcast, like how do we get your jewelry on the red carpet? Okay? Like let's make it happen. Somebody, whoever's listening right now, if you can make this happen, if you know a guy who knows a guy,
Yep.
it actually just occurred to me that I might know a guy.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be funny?
yeah.
Okay. I just realized that now. Anyway, that'll be an email later.
Okay.
Um, so the Living with Roses, that's the name you chose.
Mhm.
So where did this fondness of roses come from?
My partner's last name and my daughter's last name is Rose. So, and like from, like the first house I lived in, like roses have always been kind of part of my journey for some reason. And um, I couldn't do this company, and two, again, like this whole thing is like very therapeutic for me. So even just the act of like being online, like being, out in the public space it's so not me. Like I'm very much like my natural is very shy and very like, I will let my artwork speak for itself. Like I don't like it's very uncomfortable for me anyways. Like it is,
Yeah,
yeah. So because I want like it's really important to me that I have healthy relationships like in my life, and especially with my daughter, like she's so important to me. And um yeah, just like building this company is a place for me to put my energy, my time and attention. um like my daughter comes with me and she sees, like me creating stuff and building relationships like with vendors and organizers and things like that. And it's just like I've been finding myself, but building something and learning, but also teaching. I don't know. It's been fun. It's been good. Yeah, I'm really happy.
So I love that you're happy. Like I could just see like you're just beaming. And when I met you at CD Saturday as well, like I can tell that you love what you do,
Hmm.
right? And you're creating a great product, if I
Thank
do say so myself.
thank
Like the
you.
quality is top notch.
Thank you.
I see a lot of do it yourself, I would say, kind
Mhm.
of like jewelry or art myself as well. You can probably see I have my vision board is my wall.
Yeah.
And every year I clean it off and I start fresh. So all
Awesome.
of these things are all from January. These are two of my paintings. They're
Cool.
like wildflower, I don't know, abstract something or other. But
Oh, they're cute.
um, but I love that you're really leaning into, you know, what excites you, what brings you joy, the
Mhm.
happiness, because so many people we just I think we let that pass us by. We think,
Mhm.
especially in North America, we're so career focused. You know, it's career first and then family second.
Mhm. Mhm.
A lot of people don't say it like it when I say that, but after living abroad,
Yeah.
we very much are. Like
Mhm.
we schedule our family things outside of work things.
Mhm.
Um, and so if we're going to be spending our entire lives working, why don't we work at something that we love?
That's how I feel like. When I was nursing, I worked in the community and there's like no pension out there, so I didn't have like retirement. So I feel like I'm never gonna retire. Like personally, I don't think I ever will retire. I'm just gonna work till I die. But my thought is like hopefully it's something that I love, like that I enjoy doing. Like that being creative is something that I was born with. Like I can't help my creativity. Like it's
Yeah.
just even when I was nursing, it came out in, my nursing and um
Did you have really fun scrubs?
yeah, I would have different stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it was I think like someone said to me not that long ago, like when you retire and you can look back on your work and I just like I don't think I can stop just because it is a part of me. And
Hmm.
yeah, I'll be in the nursing home painting, I think.
Absolutely. We might be in the same place,
Yeah.
right? So it's so funny when uh oh sorry, my brain stopped
That's
working.
okay.
That's the ADHD.
Mine doesn't.
Um what was I saying? Oh, the retiring thing. Nope, I don't know. Lost it. Maybe it'll come back to me. Maybe it won't.
Oh, good.
Um the creativity and being born with it. I think there's something um what am I trying to say here? So many people go through life without discovering creativity.
Hmm.
I think that's maybe the best way to put it, where everything is work or everything are things that they have to do or they need to do, and they don't find a hobby. And
Hmm.
hobby doesn't need to be art,
Hmm.
but doing something just for the joy of it,
Hmm.
not because anybody else says you should, not because you can make money off it, not because XYZ, just for the pure joy of doing something. And I count my stars. I feel so very lucky and blessed that I had a very supportive upbringing in childhood. I was a theater kid. Who am I kidding? I'm still a theater kid. That's never going to go away. But I loved art. I loved painting. I loved collage, abstract, making a mess,
Yeah.
right? I've explored dance. I've done pottery and just trying things
Yeah.
because it doesn't hurt anybody,
Mm.
but it makes your life so rich. And there's something to be said for when you meet someone and they've found that passion or
Hmm.
that fire. And I think that's something that I got it sense from you at CD Saturday. Like seeing you at your booth, you were just glowing. You were so happy and probably anxious because there was a lot
Yeah,
of people there. That was a pretty busy event.
it was good.
Um,
Yeah.
but I could tell that what you do breathes life into you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I wish that for everybody, because
Me too.
sometimes you come across someone and they don't have it.
Yeah, or they're trying to find. Actually, at CD Saturday, someone came by and I was telling them about my business and kind of, like how I started it. And she was saying how she was trying to find herself too. Like she's like, I think I was supposed to come across you. And I said,
That's so cool when that happens.
yeah. And I guess like COVID was a big like shakeup. I did get very sick, and um, it was kind of like a what am I doing with my life? Why am I doing this? Like what's the purpose? Um, and again, like my partner and I, like we sat down and like looked at our finances and like what our family needed. Like he also worked shift work and I was working shift work. And again, at that time with a daughter, like to have coverage for when no one could take her, like we also don't have a ton of, like we have a couple people, but we don't have a lot of people there for us. So that's kind of something that we have to consider is like what can we manage on our own. And it just we were able to do it. And you know I feel absolutely privileged. Like so many of my friends have to work, like they have to go to work because their family needs that income. And like I feel absolutely privileged that I can be here for my family and also build something.
Hmm.
And I'm not going to take advantage of it is my thought. Like I'm all in. Like I'm going
Love
to
it.
just like work as hard as I can because it's just super, there's so many reasons why it's important to me. Like it,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I'm all in and working on it.
Yeah, I too had quite the shaking up with COVID. Was a landscape manager and then suddenly unemployed.
Right.
But I really had to find myself. There was a huge identity crisis, is a good way to put it,
Hmm.
right? You just suddenly who you thought you were, right? My job title,
Yeah.
assistant enhancements manager or whatever for landscaping. I don't even remember what it was. But at the
Mhm.
time, that was so important to me because that's who I was.
Right.
And then I didn't have it anymore. And I really had to find myself as well too. So
Hmm.
it's that shadow work, it's that meditation, it's the sitting in silence
Hmm.
that I think a lot of people avoid
Yeah. Oh yeah.
because when you're sitting in silence, your brain starts to go in mysterious ways.
Yeah. That's why gardening for me, like it was like the being in silence and like that, just like that repetitive, like pulling weeds or whatever, like
Yeah.
working soil. It's just I could kind of zone out, and I think I processed a lot of stuff just by doing that. And um, I really thought about what I enjoyed as a child, like what brought me joy as a child, and I kind of started there. Like
Hmm.
my first medium was watercolor. That's like the first medium I really used as a kid. And I kind of reconnected with that. Like I did study art before I went into nursing. I went to Beale in the art program. I studied at Beale Art,
Nice.
and so I did have that background. But when I went into nursing, I kind of took a break from really doing anything seriously with art. And yeah, I guess it was an identity crisis too. Like when I stopped, obviously during COVID, it was a crazy time and nurses were needed, but I was so sick and I couldn't go back. So there was this guilt. I had a huge guilt for not
Oh
working.
yeah.
My mom was also working, so there was like like how could you not be working kind of a thing going on. And
Oh,
so there was like a lot of guilt that I was kind of processing, and um a realization that like I deserve to have a good life too. Like I deserve to live. I deserve to exist. And again, that's why
yeah.
money is important because it's an act of I exist. I'm here. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
um yeah, like I was a nurse. That was a huge part of my identity. But then when I stopped, I felt like, like I was kind of abandoning people at like a really important time. And but yeah, like I had to basically like I just realized that I wanted to be here for my daughter. That was really important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it just made me think of what I was doing with my life, because I got really sick. The stress made me really sick. And so I started like cutting back the stress, like what is stressing me out. And
Yeah.
it made me look at relationships and like, you know, like what's happening in relationships and what's kind of serving me and not serving me and why and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And yeah, it has been like quite a journey, you know, like I guess like I retired in 2023. I retired my license. I decided to kind of let it go, and it was a big decision to let that go. Like I am still connected with some of my colleagues, and
Mm-hmm.
um it was kind of like nursing school is no joke, you know, like it's like serious
Yeah.
to go through nursing school. And to, you know, a lot of people, you have to upkeep a license, you have to pay for your license. And, you know, I was coming to that deadline and I had to kind of make a decision. And I decided I need to do something for me and I need to like now or never kind of thing.
Yep.
And I can always go back. Like you can
Right.
never take my education away from me. Just because I'm not paying for the license doesn't mean I can't go back. So there's always that. Like I'm not, I think like what I got from some people is like, oh, you're giving up on yourself. But to me, I'm not. It's the total opposite.
Yeah.
Like,
No, you're investing in yourself.
yeah, I'm believing in that like I said to one person, like, they were like, are you sure you want to leave nursing? You know, like it's a sure job and money and blah, blah, blah. And I just said, I think I need to believe in myself. Like I just need to believe in myself. And it's hard. Like small business is hard. The
Yeah.
London market, like there's a reason they test products here. Like it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
this market. It's slow, like it's a slow build, but like to the community can be so like once you like start getting in, like the community can be so supportive, and quality is so important to me. Like the experience of like from the beginning to the end, it's so important to me that like my clients feel that care and feel, you know, like they are important, the environment's important, our community is important, you know, like all these things are, it's important.
Yeah.
We don't really necessarily think of them every day, like day to day, but we exist in them day to day, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I just kind of want to try share that like with my work. And um I
Your
just
values are definitely inherent in your work, in your service, your professionalism, right?
think
The fact that you're using things from your own garden,
mhm.
like they're sourcing locally and then they're sourcing locally.
Yeah,
Like,
and I save like paper from my larger art pieces and my cards, and I make the seed bombs that I sell. And um yeah, I save the eggs from like the chicken eggs to make my ornaments. And
which are
um
beautiful. Those
thank
were also, yeah, gorgeous. And you hand paint them.
yeah,
Like hand painted egg ornaments. They're just beautiful.
yeah. I guess like lately I've been thinking about um you know, like taking things that people just don't consider, you know, like a rock or a stick or something like that, you know, people don't think of it, and turning it into something beautiful, you know, I don't know. It's
Hmm.
different perspectives, right? Like just
Yeah.
something differently.
Um, Something you put on your pre-interview questionnaire was how with roses, it's like life. It has thorns, but it has these beautiful blooms as well.
Hmm, hmm.
And I thought that was powerful.
Yeah. Like life can be hard. It can be brutal, you know. It can make you bleed. It can make you cry.
Yeah.
But there are moments of beauty. Like even in those really challenging times, I've found like random people that come out of nowhere and they just like give you that little nugget that you just need to keep going. Really, it's just like just keep going. Don't give up. because that bloom will come, like the sun will come, and
Yeah.
yeah.
That was something else that you said there in the questionnaire, that your one piece of advice for small business owners is just keep going.
Yeah. I think I think yeah, it's easy to give up, but if like there's always a question, maybe I will fail, but if you don't try, you will like there's no if you
Yeah.
are doing it, and especially with art and people who collect artwork, and they want to see someone who's going to be around. Like collectors, they want to know someone's going to have longevity, and I don't know, things like that. It because my work is so varied. Like I have like artwork, so there's like fine art world, and there's like markets, and really my journey has been like trying to find my people. Like that's the biggest, because there's going to be a million no's, a million people that are going to say like not for me.
Yeah.
And my job is to find the people that are like, yeah, I like that, and marketing is the the biggest thing, and just like finding where I fit, in the world of business. There's so many stores and markets that are happening, and
There's really something to be said for you doing you doing what makes you happy, you creating the things that you find beautiful and beneficial, and then the people who feel the same will find it,
Mhm.
but it takes time.
It takes
There's
time.
a shitload of people in the world,
Yeah.
right? So trying to get your name out there, and it's something that I think a lot of small businesses struggle with,
Mhm.
whether they are in, botanical art or horticulture, landscape design, any small business really. One of the biggest hurdles is, how do we let people know that we're here?
Yeah.
Besides walking down the street with a massive poster that says,
Yeah.
"Hey, here's
Yeah.
the services that I provide." You
Yeah.
know?
And also just like having stuff that people are interested in, like through the few years that I've been doing this, like starting with the original art, like I've been developing my products and kind of what I've been doing, and noticing certain trends. Like certainly like people have picked up the jewelry, and I'm selling that a little bit more, but um, like where certain things will sell, like
Mm,
what places are people gonna, yeah, it's just been a journey of like, how can I do the things I enjoy, but also create something that people will buy,
right. So I have a totally random idea, and maybe it's a good nugget, maybe it's total bullshit, but I just had a random idea looking at your glasses
Yeah.
of how cool it would be to do frames
Oh,
with like the resin and the flowers.
that'd be really cool. Yeah.
I want a pair.
Yeah.
I'll buy that. And they could be even like the blue screen filter or whatever. So even if you don't have a prescription,
Yeah.
right? But man, custom frames.
Uh,
How
uh,
do how do we
that.
make this a
Been
thing?
doing cufflinks and bookmarks.
Nice.
I'm like developing my products and like exploring different things that I try and be inclusive, like with my
Yeah.
work. And that's really important to me. And like price wise, like gender wise, like inclusion is important to me. And I know like we all have different likes and things like that, but um yeah, it's just important to me that the option's there, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
love that. If my gosh, if more people thought like that, what a beautiful world this would be,
Yeah.
you
It would.
know? I think too many people are focused on what makes us different, whether it's gender or race or religion or sexuality, but we have so much more in common
Yeah.
than we have things that differentiate us from each other.
I feel like people are really focused on like the labeling and like the wording, and not as much on the being. If you know, like regardless of my label, I just want to be accepted, my existence. I just want to be like, I just want to be, like
Yeah.
Um,
Can we just accept people for who
yes.
they are? Like, we're all humans. That's
Yeah.
it. Period. We are humans.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I guess there are some people who identify as cats now. I think
Oh,
I
yeah,
saw something like that. It's
I
like,
think,
I'm not sure.
yeah.
That's interesting.
As
That's
long as
interesting.
anybody, you do you.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? They're not out there trying to convert people to identify as cats, so just let them be cats.
Yeah.
So, anyway, how random.
Yeah.
Um, excuse me. I love that what I always ask people what their favorite tools are, and you mentioned a retractable hose.
Yes.
Okay. We cannot undervalue the importance of having a retractable hose. If you are hearing this right now, this is your sign from the universe that you need a retractable hose.
Yeah.
Because I laughed so hard when I read that, because you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
Best tool ever.
it is like lugging a heavy hose around I mean, like I live in suburban space, so I can, have a retractable hose that reaches like my entire property, which is really
Awesome.
it. But I did like the lug around, like for a while, I lugged a hose around, and it, like you can knock plants over, and it's just so awkward and heavy, and then you have to like wrap it up at the end, and
Pink in the hose and
yeah,
gets
and
knotted and
yeah. So as soon as um we got those installed, it was amazing. I was so happy, and it's great. Like I just love them so much.
game changer. And it saves so much time and it saves your back. And it
Yeah.
actually makes watering a lot more enjoyable,
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, what else did I want to talk to you about? Oh, something else you mentioned about too as a small business. And again, so you are in arts, right? Like you are creating a product that you're selling. I create a service that I'm selling, but we're both small businesses in
Mhm.
the same city.
Mhm.
And you mentioned this thing about wearing many hats.
Mhm.
Honey, you are not alone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How many of us are doing our social media? We're doing our emails, we're doing our invoicing, we're doing our accounting, we're doing our books. We're
Mhm.
we're the person at the booth. I was there as well at CD Saturday as a vendor, right?
Yeah.
So I'm there with my table. Like we do so many different things. It does keep things exciting though.
It is like it's good for me, but it can be overwhelming sometimes, and you're not great at everything. Like for me, the digital world is like more of a challenge. Like I'll do make videos and I can take pictures, that's no problem, but like keeping my website updated, that like that takes so much time, and um posting regularly. Like social media is not what it was like a few years ago. It's really changed, and trying to be engaged, keep people engaged. Lately I've not been the best with social media, like just trying to take breaks with everything that's going on in the world. I've needed to
Yeah, have a bit of a digital detox because
right.
of the political landscape that we
Yeah.
are currently faced with.
Yeah, exactly. So I've again, like I really am trying to follow my joy. Like I know there's a balance. Like sometimes you got to do stuff that you don't like doing. That's just life, right? Like you kind of just have to
Hmm.
suck it up and do it. Like hopefully for the most part you can do stuff that you can enjoy. You can enjoy, but you got to work through challenges. It is just part of
Yeah.
life.
That's
So,
actually a great little motivational quote. Just
yeah.
suck it up and do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down and I'm gonna pin that right here with my
That was
other things.
that was my family motto.
I like
Crying.
it. Just suck it up and do it.
Yeah, just suck it up and do it.
Or even was it Nike that said just do it,
Yeah, just do it.
right?
Yeah.
Like just do the thing. Just
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how many times do our the only thing that's holding us back is ourselves?
Yeah. And the fear
So
of
many times. Just do it.
failure, yeah.
The fear of failure is huge. And
Mhm.
it's more so than, or it's bigger than the idea or the hope for success,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
through failure, that's how we learn, that's how we grow.
Hmm.
There's a great book. I have it here somewhere. It's called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway.
Nice.
I have it here somewhere. I was trying to figure out the author. I'm gonna have to look that up later. Nope. I don't know. My problem is I have too many books. I have
That's
like 6 shelves that are all books
nice.
that I refuse to get rid of. But anyway, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway
Yeah.
is a great book. She is I think a psychiatrist who wrote the book, the author,
Yeah.
and she's talking about how many times it's just fear, that fear of failure, fear of not being good enough,
Hmm.
prevents us from just trying something.
Hmm.
But there's no opportunity to succeed or to win if you don't try it.
Yeah.
So get over yourself.
Yeah.
Like just do the thing.
Yeah. I think like during COVID, I definitely had like an ego death. Like I tore everything down and
Yep.
it was kind of just like a rebuilding of myself. And um yeah, it was kind of like, well, I have nothing like, I've got nothing to stop me from doing this anyways, if you know what I mean. Like,
Right. I
um,
think it was a well-needed pause for a lot of us.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I think and I'm not being dismissive of the people who really struggled through COVID, who lost their jobs through COVID, who lost family and friends during COVID.
yeah,
I'm not saying it was good for everybody,
yeah,
but for a number of us, it really provided a pause that I don't think we would have given ourselves.
yeah.
There's a lot of people who are go-getters or they're workaholics
Mhm,
and they're go, 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 have to produce, have to be productive, have
mhm,
to be doing something all the time. And then we were suddenly forced to stop and
mhm,
reflect
mhm.
and figure out what's important. I know you mentioned about, taking the things that stress you out of life.
Yeah,
And how long and how many people go through life settling for all these things that stress us out? Well, this is just life. This is
mhm,
just the way it is. This is the way it's always been. It's the way it'll always be.
yeah,
And taking the time to be like, I actually don't enjoy spending time with this person. Why am I why am I confiding in them? Why am I spending time with them if they're an energy sucker
mhm,
or they're a Debbie Downer,
mhm,
right?
mhm, mhm.
Time to, sorry, I don't have room. I don't have space for you anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I
But
kind of got to a point where I got like, yeah, so low that I couldn't do it. Like, I don't want to be like this anymore. Like, I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to think this way. Like, because it was very negative, like being in healthcare at that time and everything that was going on. And it was it was really hard. And I was like, I can't keep, because it was, you know, down a rabbit hole in the medical world during COVID. You know what I mean? It was really sad. And I was, yeah, physically affected. And it was kind of like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to be like this anymore. And that's what started let's see how I can change this. What can I do to change this? And how can I help myself? So, like, changed my diet, saw
mm-hmm.
like my doctors, I got my diagnosis for my autoimmune, which led me to other specialists, which got me other diagnoses, started on medications, um, tried different physical activities, um, different relationships, like like just changed as much as I could
Yeah.
because I know that stress was one of the biggest things in my life that was really like harming me, like really, it wasn't just a mental thing because I'm like the oldest daughter, so I was kind of like the one to take care, and
Mm-hmm.
um I put a lot of people ahead of me, and I just like stuffed it down, stuffed it down, stuffed it down until my body's like, nope, you're
Nope.
not gonna do this anymore. You gotta,
Yeah.
face it. And so I guess like I've been facing it. And um again, like I don't have a lot of people, but like the few people I have are so important to me. And um they're why I am here and like can
Mm-hmm.
do this. And yeah.
It's interesting talking about how you're the oldest. So I'm also the oldest. I have 3 younger brothers.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of I do want to say, I think it's predominantly women.
Mhm.
We're raised to be the caregivers, the nurturers. Look after your little brother, look after
Mhm.
your little sister, become a babysitter,
Mhm.
right? And there's something that happens as we get older where we realize that we've been spending so much time worrying about and caring for others, then we forget that we are a person too.
Yeah.
And actually, for myself during COVID, so I had to go through therapy and grief counseling when I lost my job. And one of the things that my therapist told me was to do mirror work and to look at yourself in the eyes as if you are your own best friend,
Mhm.
right? How many times do we say things to ourselves that we would never, ever say to another human being?
Mhm.
Because we're nurturers, we care for other people.
Mhm.
But then we go home and we tell ourselves that we don't have any worth. We don't deserve to exist.
Yes.
Who am I to ask for a raise? Who
Right.
am I to raise my prices? Who am I to start my own business, right? Which gets into imposter syndrome, which is a whole other thing. But my therapist, and it changed, it really did change the way that I talk to myself.
Yeah.
Because looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing another person,
Yeah.
it's really hard to say those nasty things that I got so used to saying to myself,
Mhm.
right? We have to change.
Yeah.
We have to, on the plane, you put on your own oxygen mask first,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Before you put it on others. You can't give people anything from an empty cup.
Yeah.
Fill your cup first.
Yeah.
So I get very passionate about this subject.
I know.
So I hear you and I see you for sure.
Yeah.
So
It was a learning experience. And I think like too, like being a nurse and everything just kind of came to a head at one time, like during COVID. And yeah, it's just kind of like let's not do that. Let's do something different. And
pivot,
yeah,
pivot.
yeah. But I got on TikTok with a lot of people like with my business and stuff like that, and I came across like I got into like therapy videos and stuff like that, and one of the videos was a woman saying, "Treat yourself like your best friend." Like use the good crystal, like use the good face cream, like treat yourself like you would treat your best friend.
Right.
And I started thinking about that and being like, yeah, like I need to start because I'm someone that like saves the best for last, if you know what I mean. And like
Yeah.
I covet my art supplies, especially like the expensive ones. But with how sick I got and with how badly I felt, it was kind of like now or never. If I don't use it now, maybe I'll never use it. I'll never get the opportunity to use it.
Yeah.
And um I guess like I've taken that into a lot of aspects of my life, like it's now or never. Just do the best you can. Like do it scared, do it tired, like do it,
But do it.
but just do it. Yeah, I think with social media, it's easy to get caught up in like perfectionism and feeling like, with Instagram and everything, it needs to be presented in a certain way. Um, and it's easy to not feel good enough. It's easy to dismiss yourself and be like, I don't have as much money as that person, or like I haven't been doing this as long as this other person. And um I think like with that keep going, like it's just important, just it's okay to do it. Like it's okay to not really know what you're doing. It's okay to try. It's okay to we're not for everyone. I
Yeah.
I think that too is like
It's okay to try and
yeah,
not succeed at your first time. So
yeah.
many times, we need to give ourselves a little bit of slack.
Mm.
We are all going through this human experience for the first time. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter how many people did it before us.
yeah,
We're doing it for the first time,
yeah. And
right?
it, and it's okay for people to not like it. It's okay for people
Yeah.
to be like, what are you doing? Like,
Your people will find you.
yes, exactly. Your
Yeah.
people, like, don't listen to the people that are saying negative things like, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money.
Mm-hmm. A big shout out to one of my mentors, Sean James, who very early on in COVID, he told me, let your freak flag fly.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
it was what I needed to hear, and it's just stuck with me.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Who cares if other people don't like it?
Yep.
Maybe one or two will, and
Exactly.
it could change their lives.
Yeah.
And that's enough for me.
Yeah, that's it for me too.
So,
Yeah.
well, what you do create is absolutely beautiful. You have a raging fan in me.
Awesome.
I'm going to see you at EarthFest because I do have a booth. But to wrap up here, because we are a little bit over time, but I do want to ask you about Charles Dowding.
Yeah.
So I always like to ask people about a book or something that's influenced them. So for people who don't know Charles Dowding, can you give us the lowdown? Who is this guy and why has he made such an impact for you?
He is someone Charles Dowding's out of the UK, and he does something called no dig gardening. And like he has the philosophy that if you don't upset the soil too much, you know, you keep the mycelium, and I don't know, it just, you don't have to necessarily till it up every time.
Mm-hmm.
So I started applying those philosophies like with the boulevard, and I did another kind of cut flower garden, and you do like the cardboard down and the compost soil over top, and then you plant over top of that, so you don't have to dig up your sod, dig up, you know, like the cardboard smothers the weeds. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's got a number of different books out there.
yes.
So the No Dig book,
Mm-hmm.
that's one he wrote in 2022. He's got a No Dig Gardening Course 1
Yep.
in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one from 2017, the No Dig Organic Home and Garden from 2017.
He has a ton of free resources too. Like I'm all about free.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure
Never pay full price for anything.
Yeah,
I attended a financial seminar and that's what they told me. Never pay full price. Get your insurance rates reduced. Get your bills reduced.
Yes.
Stop paying full price for everything. And free is not always terrible. Sometimes
no.
Free is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Amanda, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast.
Yeah,
I'm so glad that I met you at CD Saturday. I'm gonna see you around. I am gonna see you at EarthFest, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
But I really look forward to seeing how your business evolves going forward, because I really do think that you have something special.
Thanks. I'm hoping for some collaborations in the future. Like I'd love to work with other creators and like small businesses, and like, yeah, I just want to grow and share and work with.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I'm excited for you. So,
awesome. Thanks so much. I appreciate you calling me up and giving me the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Amanda, and I will see you around.
Okay, bye.
Cheers.
That concludes this week's episode, hosted by me, Heather Gerard at My Landscape Artist. Now, before you go, here's some info about our sponsor, ext.tech. In today's fast-paced world, your landscaping business needs modern solutions to keep up with the change. That's where EXT comes in. EXT is revolutionizing the way you manage projects and streamlines your landscaping, snow removal, and construction operations. Instead of juggling 5 different software packages, endless spreadsheets, losing track of leads, and missing out on potential sales, you could be leveraging AI job routing, client management, and financial insights with a modern mobile app that employees love to use. With EXT's flat rate pricing, you'll never be caught off guard. If you're ready to revolutionize and grow your landscaping business, visit ext.tech today to learn more. And for additional savings, use the code HOPS10 at checkout, or just tell them that Heather sent you. See you next week for another episode of Hops and Hedges.